Just a brief introduction about myself. My name is Vikram Anand. I represent a company called Crayonskills Academy for Skills Excellence, or also known as CASE. We are college sports admission experts. We help guide and mentor students for admission to colleges, academies, high-performance academies, residential academies such as the Brooke House, boarding schools, and obviously university admissions. We also have an athlete development program to help young athletes and guide them towards appropriate academies all over the world. We're based out of New Delhi, India, but we have students all over India, and we have some students in other parts of the world as well, including Dubai, Sri Lanka, and other countries in Southeast Asia. I have with me Miss Carolyn Blackshaw, who is the Director of Marketing at Brooke House College. Now, just a brief word about Brooke House, because I obviously would like the Brooke House team to talk about the college themselves. This is one of the most unique institutions that I've come across, and I've personally visited myself a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed my visit there, I must say, Carolyn. And I found the environment really perfect for students, for international students, especially students from India, who are looking for a nestled environment which provides, a high-end football academy along with high-end academics as well. So you have all the options of GCSEs, A-levels. They have a wonderful university foundation program, which was started recently. And I'm just going to hand over to the team from Brooke House and allow them to speak about this and really help everybody on this call understand why we are promoting Brooke House, because we feel that, if you want to be successful in playing sports, then you need all the components under one roof, and Brooke House really provides you that. So over to you, Carolyn. Thanks so much for organizing this webinar.
Okay, thank you, Vikram. Thank you for such a warm welcome, and for all of you who are tuning in this evening and listening to what we have to say. Yes, we're going to tell you a little bit about Brooke House. We're going to give you some information about the general school, our summer program, and also our 8G program, the Vector program. So what we're wanting to do really is to give you a brief introduction to what the main school is all about, and then allow you to ask any questions or set up an individual meeting with us along with Vikram and his team, either on Zoom or face-to-face when my colleague arrives in India. So there will be a follow-up for this. So if you don't feel you want to ask us any questions today publicly, you can do it later in a more private way, or you can ask us today on the Q&A session. Okay, so without further ado, okay. So this is Brooke House main campus and our main area that we had as our main administration block, but really that has changed of late, and we've sort of moved, and we began here 54 years ago, and we used to use every inch of this building, but now we have spread over the town. And at the town of Market Harborough, you will see here is the background to my Zoom. It's a very typical British market town, and we've been working in partnership with CASE for a number of years, and they know us rather well. So who you've got today talking to you, you have myself. I'm going to talk to you about the main school, as I said. Wiley Wright, our director of summer school, I'm afraid is been delayed on his travel back from Southeast Asia. So it's just Miles on today, and I say just Miles. Miles is not only the head of English Film Main School, but he's also the director of studies for the summer school. So very experienced and give us lots of information on the summer school programme. And then we have Rachel Kane, who is our Director of Partnerships, and she is going to talk to us about the Vector programme and the Elite Short Courses for 18+. So Brooke House in general then, who are we? So we are an international boarding school, as Vikram mentioned, and we are aimed at ages 11 to 19. And that means we offer the appropriate academic programme for that age of child, but also we can offer pre-sessional English if that child hasn't got sufficient English to begin straight in the mainstream. Having said that, that is very infrequently. I think in my time and my memory, we've had one student from India who wasn't an Indian national, who had to have some language support. The rest, as you know, and I visited India very often, English is almost like your first language there. We attract students from 64 different countries, so we are truly international. And we like to celebrate success. So within our school, we are a football academy as well. And Rachel will tell you a little bit more about this in line of Vector programme, but also we have an academy from the age of 11 up to 18. And we like to celebrate their success. And in this picture, there's a lot going on. So this is our final graduation, and we have a gentleman here, Mr. Tim Fisher, who was at the time the chair of Coventry City Football Club, but he's also a very good businessman, and he gives speeches which are aspirational for all our students to move forward, not only in the world of football, but in the world of business and any occupations. He is giving the award there to one of our football players, and he's got an award here. We have our head boy who has given a speech and our head girl. And there we've got, oh, suddenly that disappeared. And there we have some of our girls who also received graduation certificates on the day. The Football Academy allows for students to play high-level elite football every day. And it allows it to be dovetailed into the academic study, so the programme of study. So the day starts in the morning with students having breakfast and then going off to school and having all their lessons. They have their lunch, their first lesson in the afternoon, and then it's Football Academy in the afternoons and on Saturday. Mostly that is can be training, it can be strength and conditioning, it may be a competitive match, it may be a friendly match. Whatever the player is doing alongside their studies is all laid out and they know exactly. But we are a school first and foremost. So the permission comes directly from the MD and the principal as to whether that student can go off and have time off to have football. We have a summer school, and I'm going to leave Miles to talk more detail than that. But we also look after our students 24/7. So most of our students, 95% board with us full time from Monday through to Sunday, which means that we set up activities for them to have discos and social things that they do, and a really thorough enrichment programme alongside the main school. These are some more summer school. I'm hoping that Miles wasn't going to use these photographs because I've used some photographs for London. I'm sorry, Miles, if you were. Activities going off to theme parks, and also the footballers like to go on see professional teams playing football quite often. Our town of Market Harborough is not far from London. And as Vikram says, it's a very nicely placed, it's a very typical British town, and everything is walkable. Excuse me whilst I take a drink. So based here, you would be going to different groups. Excuse me one moment. I do apologise. So depending on where your classes are or whether you're a football player, depends on where you go. This again is our main campus.
Caroline, your screen isn't changing.
Okay.
I guess you can stop sharing and share again. Yeah.
We will allow you to have this presentation so that you can look at the videos and see the things in more detail. If you don't already, please do follow us on social media to like and share and see what we're doing on a daily basis. This is our previous principal, and it's not that I necessarily wanted to show you a photograph of him, but it was to tell you the types of some of the types of families that are sending their children to us. So this young lady here, her father is a professional footballer or an ex-professional footballer, and this other young lady here from Cambodia, her father runs an international school, and this gentleman here, his father is a professional footballer. They've all done very well academically. This young lady is now at Surrey University, and her sister joined us and she's at Loughborough. Many of our students go on to Russell Group universities, which are equivalent to the UK version of the Ivy League. And we have very good results with increased added value, which means we always add on extra onto the expectation of what that student should be able to achieve. We have small classes with high individual attention. A lot of our students, even if they are in very, very good international schools overseas, are still very unlikely to come from a class of 8 to 12. But many of our students are coming from classes of 30, 25, and they really are seeing the benefits when they join a smaller class. We have individual objectives and a mentoring system, and students are measured against that. And all this is done in a very supportive environment to improve the academic standing. This is our current principal, Mr. Ian Smith. He was at a school in Kerala, a GEM school for a while, and came to Brooke House. He is British, but he has had experience of teaching overseas with international schools. He is at the forefront of our high performance learning programme. This is a programme that not only focuses on the gifted and talented students within our school, but it identifies all students as having some high performance learning objectives for them to actually beat their personal best. Students and parents as well can monitor the Satchel 1. Satchel 1 is a way of putting all our studies online, but also monitoring student progress. So on this screen, you can see that this student has been set an assignment on Hooke's law in physics and the outcome of when that has been marked. And that can go to parents as well, as it's all on the app. So the parent can see that result at the same time as the student. So this supplements our programme of everything that is in the parent portal. I'm admitting people while we go. So in the parent portal, you can see whether your child has gone to class that day. You can see where they are with their homework, with their exam results. So although you are a long way away from where they are studying, you can still have a very active part. These are some of our students that are in the football academy or were in the football academy. Summer, He, after 3 years at the academy, has left us to go to sign for the Indian Arrows I-League, and then he's gone off to the UAE. And then we have some students here, Pratham, Arya, Rakesh and Christo, all students who are currently in the football academy, who are doing very well. Arya and Rakesh, I think, were some of the youngest students in the school for a while. They're not now, but they were at one time. So if you're sending your child at 11, 12, you may be thinking, is it too early? Well, these boys have paved the way and can prove that they're still very successful, enjoying themselves. You may like to add to this. This is a young boy called Daksh, who came to us when he was 14. He's in the centre here. And he spent quite a bit of time at the academy. And then before he went off to the US to study and gain a scholarship for his playing football for a college there, he played for Crawley Town for a while. Brooke House is owned by a family. The family was established Brooke House 54 years ago, but they also had a hotel in the town. And during the pandemic, the decision was made to change this hotel into student accommodation. This gave us far more flexible to spread our students around. About 150, 160 students stayed with us throughout the pandemic. So they were able to do this because we had plenty of accommodation to spread everyone around and keep people within their own bubbles. Mr. Don Williams was one of the founders of the school, and unfortunately he passed in 2020. At the bottom of the school, so on the ground floor, we've turned all the catering and the bar and everything that was the hotel into the student catering and cafeteria facility. Now, I've got a few slides showing you examples of what this looks like. Some of them are the artistic designs from the architect before we'd actually finished it, and some are as it looks now. These are all as it looks now. The reason I've got a few slides is that my families who are from India tend to ask us a lot about the food, how much catering there is, how much we can accommodate specific dietary requirements, how that will be taken into account if their child is playing elite sport, whether it's preference for dietary requirements, health, religion, or whatever that reason is. We just want to help you get the best that we can offer whilst you are with us, and we will adapt to that. So again, these are more actual photographs of what it looks like. This is one of our gentlemen, Jack, but you can see there's a choice of 5 hot dishes there, and then there's vegetarian, and then over the other side we always have a pasta or jacket potato station. So these 3 hot meals, we've got 3 hot meals three times a day, 7 days a week. So your child or whoever you're thinking who come to Brooke House will have plenty of choice. They can also consult with the chef and ask about things to be put on, more of something, less of something. So we do take that quite seriously. As I said, we've got 64 different nationalities. Many are British, but a lot are from all around the world. We're a non-selective international boarding college. We have English language support where required. Flexible entry points. Our main entry point is September, but we also have in January. And we have an excellent enrichment programme. By that, I mean social things that we put on for students. Look, there's the Duke of Edinburgh Award. These are some examples of our classrooms. These are the laboratories in the STEM centre. If students are wishing to study the sciences, just letting more people in. 55 minutes from London on the train, a very safe environment. That is also often very, very important for all families, but especially families from India tend to ask about the environment and how safe it is. And they're also quite impressed that it's a truly British town. Parents say to me they feel as if they've stepped into a BBC drama when they walk into the high street of Market Harborough. We have a high concern for welfare and pastoral support. We give a lot of attention to making sure that the students are kept very well, whether that's for their mental health and well-being, whether it's the catering, we're catering for an elite football academy. And boarding, we have residential tutors who live with the students 24/7. Our pastoral care means our students are well looked after, so 95% of our students are with us full-time. They have residential tutors, as I mentioned. As part of the visa process, they are able to access the National Health Service. So that means whether it is the doctors, the dentists, accident and emergency, the hospital, consultants, it's all there and available. Okay. And we too have our own medical team, Nurse Linda here, and our sports rehabilitation therapist, Kieran. This was our new wellbeing centre, which was opened again on the ground floor of the Angel at the back. So I'm saying that amount of detail for Vikram's benefit, because he will have seen the old style when it was the hotel before. This is now the wellbeing centre, where the nurse has her office and a sick bay, and Kieran has his sports therapy area. We do a lot of charity events. These were the girls who were decorating their house for Christmas and having a Christmas party, and this is an example of the Christmas lunch that we put on. Whether they're doing things to do with their social things or academics things, this is a forensic science activity which was brought in-house for students to do. I'm letting more people in. And particularly through the pandemic, we brought in activities such as archery and laser quest. They were things that our students often went to, but we brought it in-house to ensure that they all had the opportunity. We seem to do a lot of eating. We always seem to have barbecues and events. And alongside that, we have excellent pathways through to universities, and we have a university fair that we hold each year that Rachel sets a lot of that up as well. We never let a birthday go by uncelebrated. And this was how the girls in the house who were of Chinese descent decided they wanted to share with all the other girls in the girls' house how to celebrate Chinese New Year and have steamboat. These are examples of accommodation. Colleague Rachel, who I'm currently making host. Thank you, Rachel.
No problem, no problem. Okay, I'll just share my screen, one moment. Okay, okay, can everybody see the slides as a slideshow?
Yes.
Okay, and is it going on to the next slide? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Rachel. I'm the Director of Partnerships. I have been working with the college for quite a long time in different capacities. And I'm just here to talk to you about the Vector programs. The Vector program is for persons or players ages 18 to 23. So the program was designed because of the growth of our football academy that we are running in Market Harborough. We've got around about over 200 students currently, and one of my jobs is to organise the pathways for the students, so open up opportunities, whether it's football, whether it's academic. And we saw that there was a demand for a football programme plus academic studies. So I'm going to explain a little bit about the programme that we are delivering. It commenced September 2022 successfully, and obviously we'll be going into our second year of admitting students onto the programme this coming September. So it's a joint venture between Coventry City Football Club and Brooke House College, and then we have academics as well. So it's a full-time football programme and a full-time academic programme, so combining degree level academic studies and also football, elite football. I would say it's one of the only ones in the country that runs at this level, because there's programs that link football to a football club, but they're not full-time programs. We are entered in a league as well, the Midlands League, and so that's very unique. And then also we have education that is accredited by Loughborough University, some of our programs, where others provide university programs, but they're not quite at the same standard. So we're really very, very fortunate to have a combination of elite football and education of excellence. Where are we situated? So Coventry is where the football is based, and the training and the accommodation. And then the students and / players go to Loughborough twice a week to study. They have 2 full days of study, which combines practical sessions, classroom-based sessions, etc. So that is our program. So most of the, I'm just going to let somebody in. There we go. So the football basically is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday's a day off, and studies is on a Tuesday and a Thursday. We organise all the transportation for football matches, training, and for visiting Loughborough. People have asked me, what is Coventry like? What is Loughborough like? So here are just some images of Coventry city centre. And then here are some images of Loughborough. This is Loughborough University and Loughborough College. They're almost on the same campus. There's just a road in between. So they work very closely together, the university and the college. So since we've started in September, we had one academic programme, which was a sports degree, a Loughborough University sports degree delivered at Loughborough College. But since then, we've opened up our academic programmes, and I will just show you what we now have. So from September 2022, we had the sports and exercise management degree. So Loughborough University is ranked #1 in the world for 6 years, delivered at Loughborough College. 15 hours a week study, which is a combination of practical lectures, practical work over 3 years. So, and that's our first programme, which we started in September 22, and we're continuing delivering that. And it really complements the football element as well, when the boys are doing their coursework and kind of internship and experiences. So new programmes for September 2023 is a very popular course, sustainable engineering. Again, Loughborough's ranked 5th in the UK for engineering, so we're really blessed to be having that course on our programme. So students can study sustainable engineering, which is awarded by Loughborough University, but it's just delivered on the campus at Loughborough College, which is on the same campus as the university. And again, 15 hours of study a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and the rest of the time will be training and 2 matches per week. Now, the next programme we've added for September 23 is a BA in Business Management. This is via Nottingham Trent University. And again, I've just realised there's a typo there. It's 15 hours a week over 3 years, not 2 years. So excuse that mistake on the presentation. It's a 3-year degree. All our programmes, the academic programmes, are 3 years. So Coventry City Football Club, we've been working with them. They're a local team. Tim Fisher, who is the former, he was the chairman, now the former chairman, he's very much hands-on, very supportive with scouting, with opportunities. With football, there's so many eyes everywhere. We're very, very blessed to be having a very supportive network of scouts and people at the club as well. This is a few images of Coventry throughout the years. It's one of the oldest football clubs in England, established in 1883. You'll see in the picture 2000 is a picture of Mickey Adams, who's our technical director and lead on the football programme. He leads it and he guides our coaches. Additionally, his networking for scouting, etc., is exceptional because he was a Premier League manager, player, and has a very long-standing career in football. And as I say, his contacts are endless. So the team, technical director, Mickey Adams, he did play for Coventry and he did manage Coventry. And then we've got the manager of the programme. The football side is Isfan, who is Hungarian. He played for his national team as a professional football player. And then we've got an array of different professional coaches, goalkeeping, strength and conditioning coach, a gentleman called Mikey Edwards, who again has played football in the Premier League. So our staff, I don't think we can get any higher qualified or better qualified staff, excuse me. And as I said, in football, because of our network, because of also Brooke House, the coaching is excellent, but the scouting opportunities are incredible. You know, there's really many opportunities for players there. So obviously part of our job is to train the players to play football, and we all want them to become professional footballers if we can. We also want to educate the individuals to the highest level, but what also Coventry have offered a great opportunity, which is an internship program, placements each year in the club, to see what it's like in working in a football club in different roles, just to open the minds of individuals, because if football doesn't necessarily work out, there are many other opportunities available. So the football program, it's intense. It is definitely intense, and it's full time. So it's not for the faint-hearted. You know, every day there is training, gym sessions, a variety of strength and conditioning sessions, etc. But we have a team of experts to support, which is what it's all about. And so we provide excellent football training program and provision with matches, and then it's up to the young people, obviously, to make the most of that experience with our team. We start off the season, or the term, shall I say, with pre-season, and then we enter the league, the Midlands League. So we're in the under-21s, under-23 leagues as well. As I said, the training takes place every day, 4 days a week, 1 day off, and 2 match days. So here we have, one moment, sorry. Just make sure we're moving slides. Hopefully it's moving. Yes, I think so. There we go. So our partnership with Coventry, we are we're very lucky to have them on board for using their skills and their talent. Talented staff. We mirror their academy with the GPS systems, etc., showing the analysts part, because that's all about computing now, so we can track student players' progress from when they meet us. They're also on a platform called Match Meeting, and Match Meeting is a great platform because it helps us not just to track the fitness of a player and their match time, etc., but if a scout is looking at a player, they can also see this data and analyze their progress. Here's some pictures of the boys training, some of the boys at Coventry. So student life, as I said, the boys live in Coventry at excellent accommodation. It's called Student Roost. I would say it mirrors a hotel. It is that lovely. It's very, very modern, very current. Warwick University also use the same accommodation. It's a great atmosphere, lovely accommodation. All rooms en suite with shared kitchen. So it's a lively part. And also Coventry's got 3 universities based there. It's got Warwick, Coventry and Arden, a private university. So it's a lot of youthful feel and atmosphere about the place in Coventry. Sorry, it seems to have got a bit delayed. I don't know if it's moved on or not. Might seem to be a slight delay. Is it working? So now the application process, I don't know if you can see that. There seems to be a slight delay with my screen for some reason. So part of the process is basically because it's a university program, students will need a visa, and more often than not, so they need to meet the entry requirements of the course. Now, if a student applied directly to Loughborough University for the programs, usually the entry requirements would be 3 A's. But as we obviously, our students go through Loughborough College as a closed group, and that means that our students still mix with other students in the university and the college. It just means that they go through a different method. So which is very helpful for students because the entry requirements are actually CCC instead of AAA. But the award is exactly the same. So that is great for the boys. It really is an excellent opportunity to get a brilliant degree and also play elite football. It's the same process as well for the bachelor's degree in business. The grades are very similar, CCC as well, which is really, really fortunate because it gives them all the opportunity to study at an excellent high level. So moving on, so the fees are there below, which is £36,750. This includes tuition, football and self-catered accommodation, everything to do with football, transportation, kit, entry to all the matches, etc. Everything. This is actually quite good value, even though it is quite a lot of money, because if you applied for a degree as an international student, fees are around £26,000 only, and that's for tuition, and on top of that you'd have accommodation, etc. So don't misunderstand, it is expensive, but you get accommodation, excellent accommodation, self-catered facilities, full football program and tuition. So the process, what happens next? We have application forms on our website, or you can contact myself at the email address there, or obviously go through Crayons Academy as well if you want to find more information. Very straightforward, but like universities, you need to meet the entry requirements. It's slightly different to a school because these students are going to a university and playing football. So the next slide, I don't know if you can see that. So people have said to me, what happens after football? So we prepare students not obviously to be football players, but also to have careers in any different choice they have. So they now have got sports degree, a sustainable engineering degree, or a business degree. We chose those pathways because we thought they were the most popular and deliverable. So obviously master's program could be achieved, or a career in football. And other roles as well, whether it's business development in the world of football, etc. So we have still places available for September 2023, and you know, it is a unique opportunity and it's not necessary for everybody. So this is our academic program. I'm going to talk very, very briefly for literally 10 seconds about our football only program. Alongside this, we do have programs for 18 to 23, which is just football only, no academic studies, and that it will be 3 months and 6 months. Again, full-time elite program, 2 matches a week, but it's just a short program, 3 months and 6 months, and student players would come in on a visit visa, and it's a taster just to see what whether they have the skill and the talent to be seen and scouted, etc. But again, I can provide more information on that via Cram at the agency. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm very, very happy to answer any questions later on, or if anybody's got anything, they can send me questions via email or via Crayons as well. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand over now to Miles. So Miles, thank you very much. Over to you.
Thanks, Rachel. Can you let me host so I can share the screen? You done that already.
Oh yes, of course. One moment. Is that, I think you should be able to share screen now, Miles.
Yep, I can. Lovely. Thank you very much. Can you see my presentation there?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Okay, everybody. Hi. My name is Miles. As Karen said, I'm here because Wiley couldn't make it today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Brooke House Summer School and just give you a little bit of information about that. A lot of the stuff has already been talked about in terms of our location and where we are, so I'll gloss over that and just get straight down to business. So main school closes in the middle of June on the Saturday, I think about the 20th, and then we reopen for summer school the day after. So it runs for 9 weeks in the summer from the last week of June up until the end of August. And summer school is based around maybe learning English language programs in the morning, and then activities, excursions in the afternoons and weekends. You can see here that basically the options, the English takes place in the morning. The good thing about our summer school course is that there really is a course for everybody, whether you are a total beginner in English or whether you are a proficient user of the language, there is a course for you. When students come in on their first Monday morning, they are assessed and they are giving a placement test where we will have the spoken interview and they'll complete a grammar and vocabulary quiz and be asked to submit a piece of writing. Based on that, we will be able to put you into a number. We'll give you a grade between 1 and 12. 12 C2, proficient, and grade 1 will be total beginner, and obviously all the levels in between. If we can, a slightly more academic version of that is for students who are of an age 16, 17, who might be thinking about going to an English university, then they would be able to do our intensive IELTS course for 15 hours a week, 3 hours per day of looking at academic language, what they would need in terms of getting into a university in England. I can just show the exams. One of the things that we do is that there is, as I said, there's an exam for everybody. It's called the Jessie exam, the Trinity College graded examination in spoken English. And the exam is perfect in a way because it really lends itself to students who visit us for 2 weeks at a time, which 90% of them do. They come on a Sunday, have 2 weeks of English, and on their final Friday, then they will do an exam in their specific grade. As you can see how it works there. Beginners do a grade 1, grade 2 exam, and on the Common European Framework going up from 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have a lot of returning students that come on year and year, and we've had some students in my time who have been here really by 7th year now, who have started with us at grade 4, have now moved up to grade 9 or even higher. I mentioned about IELTS already as another option for people whose English is already pretty good and they're thinking about studying university in England and they want to use the time to have do the academic course with IELTS, and those lessons are at the same time. We do 90 minutes in the morning between 9:15 and 10:45, have a 15-minute break, and then 11 o'clock until 12:30. So the majority of the English language classes take place in the morning. Everyone does some form of English and other in the morning. The most popular course is English plus activities, whereby in the afternoons after lunch, then you might do the course and activities. It could be playing football, it could be going to a water park, it could be going to an indoor sports centre. It's so many different things. They try and vary it so students never do the same thing on consecutive days. There's also English plus karting, where students go karting every afternoon, English and riding, English and golf. So this is just for studying English in the morning and then doing activities in the afternoon. Some students prefer a more academic course, or they have a different form of English or lessons in the afternoon. A quite popular one is British culture, where each week we'll take a different theme. So week 1 might be British history. Week 2 could be British music. Week 3 we might look at the royal family. And so we base our lessons in the afternoon between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock on these topics, and each week is a different topic, and that was 4 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. On Wednesday there is an excursion for everybody. 12 hours of lessons for these topics, and there's also one day where they go and have an excursion. As I said, another option would be for students to have GCSE or A-level taster lessons or more IELTS lessons. These courses, as I said before, the most popular one is the English and activities. Probably 90% of the students who come that do that, but also this is another option for parents who might want more academic feel to the summer school. Half-day excursions. So these are what happened on the Wednesday afternoon. We're quite conveniently placed, as you know. We're not too far away from going anywhere. So these are some of the places where we might visit. Stratford, of course, birthplace of Shakespeare, Warwick Castle, and Harry Potter Studios. That's the big one. Every student will go to Harry Potter. That's a big sell for us. That's very popular. And these are full day excursions on Saturday and Sunday. Students are kept very busy, and they will might go to Alton Towers, Stonehenge, or these sorts of students don't repeat anywhere. If they're here for 2 weeks or even here for longer, they should never go to the same place twice. This is just what a sample course looks like, just so you can get an eye of the timetable. Rise and shine at 8 o'clock, a bit of breakfast, and then we have your English exams up until lunchtime, English lessons until lunchtime. And then this is what the activities would look like. Sports some days, or some other activity not sporting based. The day isn't finished after the afternoon activities. After dinner, students have evening activities as well, mainly based around fun. There's always a welcome disco for new students that are coming. Quite a popular new thing that we did on Tuesday and Thursday, because the summer school is quite full on. Sometimes students just want to chill out in the evening, so we like to give them a bit of a choice between what they might want to do in the evenings. Some of them might want to relax and just watch a video with some friends. Other people who might want, even more activities, can play volleyball and things like that. But as I said, it's quite a busy environment. Students get very busy at all times, and they go to bed about 10:30. Just another example of the academic courses, and this is how the more academic one looks. In place of activities in the afternoon, you just have more lessons. British culture, as I talked about, that was the week themes, or GCSE and A-level taster classes. Carolyn's already talked about the accommodation. We use the same accommodation, whether it's summer school or year-round school. So it's the same standard and the same. We eat in the same places, and it's cooked by the same chefs. So I don't think there's much more for me to tell you about that. State-of-the-art dining facilities, a lot of choice of food available, hot and cold, and try to bring changes so that all students are catered for and feel satisfied with the options available. Is the dates and fees for this year? It's when everyone arrives on Sunday the 25th of June, and the last day is the 27th of August, which coincidentally happens to be my birthday. And most students, the majority of students, stay for 2 weeks, but they're no way limited to that. We do have some students that come with us and stay the whole time at that point. And those are the brochure prices. Please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm sure Carolyn will share information with you, and you can get in touch with us this way as well. And yeah, that's Brooke House College Summer School. Thank you for listening. Carolyn, back to you.
Thank you, Miles. Are you able to make me host again, just in case I need it? That was all.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening. I know that is a lot of information, but we would like to take a Q&A session. If you would want to submit any questions to us, please fire away. We've gone a bit quiet, Vikram.
If anybody has any questions, they can just put it in the chat box and I'll just read them out. And if there is some hesitation, you can always reach out to us. I'll type our email ID here. We'll be happy to answer any questions, and we'll be happy to put you in touch with the Brooke House team.
Miles, if you can just hover over my picture, 3 dots will appear in the top right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then the option, if you hover over my photo.
Hello, am I audible?
I've just made you host, Carolyn.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, have you? Thank you very much.
I see that a lot of parents have dropped out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure we'll.
I think a way forward, Vikram, would be to let people, think about what we had to say. They are bound to have lots of questions. If the 3 of us talked about Brooke House all week, we wouldn't have covered everything. There'll be specific things that people are interested in. We can do a more in-depth session with them and with yourselves. And we just want to thank people for engaging with us.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Vinith raised hand.
Oh, Vineet, yes. Hello, Vineet.
Hi. So one specific question I have, that on this football program, you have been talking about boys, but my daughter as a soccer player is a potential candidate. So are there...
How old is your daughter, Vineet?
She is just joining standard 10th, just starting. She's 15.
15,
so
yeah.
her college is 3 years away, actually.
Okay.
But we would like to see if there's an early start, if there's something that we could do, because the ultimate idea that we have at the moment is to look for something at Loughborough.
Okay, so first of all, because she is 15, and we haven't really, what we've done today is focused on our new programme, which is the Vector. Our existing programme, 11 to 19-year-olds, does include girls in the Football Academy as well. So it would depend, Vineet, when you were thinking of sending your daughter overseas to study and what she was going to study and at what age, where we placed her. Rachel, would you like to pick up how you might be able to accommodate Vineet's daughter if she was decided to delay coming to the UK?
Yes, unfortunately, well, at the moment, we are only accepting boys onto the football programme, plus the
For the Vector.
Yeah, for Vector.
Vector.
This is from 18 to 23. So this is the program I'm working on is for students that have finished post kind of high school, secondary school. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's only for males, boys. Reason being, the leagues we're in are for boys only. So we can't at the moment accommodate girls. We hope to do in the future, but at the moment, and for our entry for September 2023, it's purely for boys.
No, it's not about September. I'm here to learn about the future opportunities that may be there. So, are you saying that at Loughborough, only boys can pursue their football thing at the moment?
Well, so through us, through the program we deliver, it is only designed for male footballers. If your daughter wanted to go to Loughborough University have their own football team and they will have a female football team. So she can certainly apply to Loughborough College or Loughborough University and be part of their the university's football teams, because Loughborough's renowned for sport and she would be fitting, I'm sure, very well in the colleges or university football team. But the program that we are putting together and delivering is purely for the kind of male footballer. Reason being is the leagues we are in is purely for males. But your daughter certainly can apply to Loughborough independently.
I understand. So I would not the online time of yours, but is it okay if I drop you a mail, generally seeking your guidance on how can my daughter go about talking to Loughborough people, and if at all, I mean, it's only about, yes, I understand your program does not cater to my daughter, so that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem at all. We can help and guide for pathways in the future, not a problem at all, absolutely.
Thank you, Rachel. How do I get your email ID? Was this published somewhere in the conversation?
Through info@Crayons, they can copy us into sending the email to us if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I just say, Vineet, but since your daughter is 15 at the moment, if we have a joint conversation either with Rachel or myself or all of us to identify when you're thinking of sending your daughter to the UK, whether it is for college when she's 18, then Rachel answered perfectly for that. But if you were thinking of an earlier start in the UK, our football academy does admit girls as well as boys.
So we are open to the idea, if it's sufficiently attractive, to send her to UK after completing this year, which is completing her 10th year in India,
yes,
10th standard, and the following 2 years of schooling of 11th and 12th can be done in UK, but of course it's subject to evaluation on various parameters.
Of course.
Right,
of course.
So yeah.
I think what we've identified is the need for a longer conversation with you to really get down to the different options at the different times. But Rachel and I work very closely together. There are a lot of students that have been at Brooke House have then gone on to the Vector programme this year. So there is a progression pathway there for her.
Yeah, we are looking for that. If that enhances the academics and more importantly the soccer career, we are open to sending her across earlier than college, and I'm totally open to having a longer conversation, maybe offline on this. And just tell me a way to get in touch with you with your email or something. Put that in chat.
If info@crayons.com, we'll include Vikram, and then we can include him in the discussions, because Vineet, you've been very good at putting your hand up first. I am sure this is a question which will come up across families. So we'll talk about for your specific daughter, but also in general.
Let's do that. Let's do that. So, what did you say?
Vineet, why don't you send me an email at info@crayonskills.com, and then we'll take it from there.
We'll do that. Info@Crayonskills. I'm noting it down.
Yeah, I just messaged you.
Okay. Thank you. This was my point. Thank you very much for addressing. Bye.
We look forward to talking to you, Vineet. Thank you. Any more questions?